I see it as a beautiful country that God has blessed tremendously, sweet people, and I see Rwanda as a place that is continuing to grow and I believe will continue to prosper. We are here to bring a message of life and freedom and hope to the people of this district. People are looking for meaning and purpose in life. I think a lot of the reasons why people end up getting involved in drug abuse is because they're depressed, because they're lost, because they don't have better options or they don't know better options. I had a better solution. I had something that brought me joy. I had something that brought me peace. I had something that made me feel significant and important.
Yes, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Evangelist Dana Mori, or Dana Mori, whatever you want to go with.
Okay. Where are you from?
From the United States of America, outside of the city of Chicago.
Okay. Today you are in Rwanda. How do you see Rwanda?
I see it as a beautiful country that God has blessed tremendously, sweet people, and I see Rwanda as a place that is continuing to grow and I believe will continue to prosper.
Okay. Is it your first time to come here or you normally come?
No, I've been here many times.
Many times. So what have you come to do this time?
We are here to bring a message of life and freedom and hope to the people of this district. We are here to preach a true message of Jesus Christ and demonstrate the power of the gospel through signs and wonders.
Okay. So how are you going to do it? Because I think it's not easy to spread the gospel for people like you who came from America and you are here in Rwanda. So how are you going to do it in Rwanda?
Well, we have been promoting and working in this community for the last 2 months. We've got a team of dozens and dozens of people that have been involved in schools and orphanages. They have been working with the government, with the local officials. We have had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of meetings with local churches. We have a team of bishops and pastors that are partnering with us. There's been publicity. You've seen the billboards, you've seen probably the posters all over town. So it's been a big effort for the last almost 2 full months to prepare for what's going to happen Thursday through Sunday.
So far, where have you been and what have you done for the local people?
So we have been in lots of places throughout Rwanda. We've been specifically going to schools, and our message has been twofold. It's been a message of encouraging young people to live right. There's so many young men and women that are dropping out of school, and we're encouraging and challenging them in the benefit and the value of education, of staying in it. We also have been talking to the children about keeping themselves sexually pure, because there's a problem with young pregnancy. There's also challenges with drug abuse, and we've been promoting a campaign called Run and Say No, and letting them know, letting people know that there is a better way, that drugs are an alley that leads to a dead end, and it's ultimately ends in destruction. But there's also a place that leads to great life, and that's a relationship with Jesus. And we're seeing, truthfully, we're seeing thousands upon thousands of Rwandans responding to that message with joy and excitement.
Yeah, drug abuse is the problem all over the world.
It is.
And how do you trying to teach people to stop drugs, and which way do you use to teach people or to stop them using drugs?
I think ultimately, people are looking for meaning and purpose in life. I think a lot of the reasons why people end up getting involved in drug abuse is because they're depressed, because they're lost, because they don't have better options or they don't know better options. I discovered when I put my trust in Jesus that those sorts of things no longer were a solution. I had a better solution. I had something that brought me joy. I had something that brought me peace. I had something that made me feel significant and important. So the direct answer to your excellent question, by the way, is what is our approach? our real approach is bring them the ultimate value. Bring them into a relationship with the God that made them. And once that happens, and when it's real, and when I say real, I mean, I'm not talking about just going to church or mouthing empty prayers. I mean, when there's a real relationship where you begin to hear the voice of God, where you know He hears your prayers, there's no drug in the world that can compare to that. There's no immorality that can meet the needs that Jesus will meet when we walk with Him. So that's really our solution, is Him. It's Jesus.
I understand. But the government is trying to take these people to the sober house every day.
Those are good things.
Yeah, but when they come from there, directly they go back to the drugs and all the stuff. Like
Again, you know, there's a law of supply and demand. And as long as there is demand, people will find the supply. The secret is to cut the demand out of their heart, where they no longer want it, and then they'll no longer pursue it. And our answer is what I believe the only real answer, is to give them something better so that they don't need to reach for drugs to find peace or to find an escape or to feel better about themselves, because they've got something that brings all of those things.
Okay, so you're also dealing with these people of the school dropouts. So for the school dropouts, what are you going to do for them? How are you going? Are you going to take them back to school, and in which way are you going to use to take them back to school?
Really, our primary strength, the greatest thing that we can do, is persuade, to show people a better way. People will do what they want to do until they find a better answer. It's human nature that we're all trying to find the right answers. The best thing that we can do is demonstrate that there are more fulfilling, more rich, more desirable ways to live a life. And part of the reason somebody drops out of school is because they've got no hope. They don't see any relevance to school. But it's a bigger problem in the mind, and there needs to be a shift in the thinking. And so our goal is to bring about that shift. We can't drag people back and, you know, stand at the door and say, stay in that classroom until the day is over. That never changed anybody.
Yeah.
But you change a person's heart, you change their mind, you show them something better, and then everything in them says, that's what I'm going to pursue.
True that. And you told us you're going to bring up the pastors from different churches together. I think this can come with the challenge. It's not easy to bring all the pastors together under your organization.
So first, I have to say it's not really under our organization.
Okay.
We are bridge builders, we're team makers. And what we've discovered is that the pastors here are happy and excited to work with each other. There's differences of opinion, different callings, different missions, different ministries, but the pastors of this region agree on this thing. People need Jesus, and we can reach more of them if we'll do it together than we ever could reach just individually doing it on our own. And so these men and women have gathered together, they've locked arms, they said, we're gonna fight for this city as a team. And as a result of that, the impact is multiplied and then multiplied and multiplied again.
Nice. And what is going to happen? Because they told us there's something you're organizing and it's going to happen soon. You have some different artists, you have some pastors and all stuff. So what is going to happen?
So tomorrow morning, at our headquarters in Bw'u, there's going to be a women's conference. It's actually led by my wife. We call it Tea with Carmen. Okay. It's an amazing event. You know, the women sometimes are the hardest workers. They're the last ones to eat. They're the last ones to get to bed. And frequently, the women are neglected. And so this conference is just for them. And my wife speaks to the hearts of women to let them understand and demonstrate to them the love of God. Then on Friday, we have a conference We call it our Bold Faith Conference. And that's where I'll teach for 3 hours on Friday and Saturday mornings, teaching people the principles of faith, how to live by faith, how to walk with God in a supernatural way. And then each evening, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night, we'll have a great celebration. Teo will be singing, Rose Mohando, who's one of the greatest entertainers I've ever actually seen. She is amazing. She gets that crowd shouting and dancing, and an amazing celebration. And then we'll preach the gospel. I'll preach the gospel and pray for the sick. We'll bring up those that Jesus has healed, and it will be wonders, that it will be things that will amaze people, and we'll celebrate and we'll give thanks to God. And at the end of each evening, we will have what's called the gospel sandwich, where we draw names and give people gifts. There's some cell phones, and I think there might be a refrigerator or two, bicycles, motorcycles, just different things to show love and bless people that are needy.
So, what is the challenges, the common challenges you meet in preaching gospels and whatever you're doing?
I think the biggest challenge is probably the organization of the entire event. There are thousands of different tasks that have to be completed, and it takes literally thousands of people working together to accomplish that. And so it's not an easy thing to do, but our team here is so good, and their hearts are so committed to the call. They're absolutely sold out to bringing Jesus to people, and so they sacrifice themselves. They live in sometimes some pretty rough conditions, but they are faithful to organize and carry out all of the details that have to happen for an event of this magnitude.
Thank you so much.